we are going to go around the table. Stifler's asking a question here. Ask the ladies to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with you. Go ahead.
I would go with 6.
I would say like maybe a 5.
Yeah, 6. There's no right answer. There's no right answer to this question. Either people are going to say you're going too low or you're going too high. I mean, there's just, like the same thing with body count. There's just no right answer to that question. It's either it's just
I think there is.
Isn't. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'll also just say 6.
I'll say 7. Yeah, I was gonna say 7.
7.5.
Oh, he only wanted the ladies to answer, but we'll answer. I give myself like 5.
Brian, would you rate us?
Yeah.
I want you to rate us. I know they ask you sometimes. I'm curious.
I'll only rate you on each individually if you are okay with me rating you. If you don't want me to rate you, I won't do it. But if you're like, go for it, Brian, I don't care.
Yeah, go for it, Brian.
I think so. It'll hurt my feelings, but it's okay.
So I'll just ask if you want if you want a rating.
Okay.
Well,
Are you sure?
Yes or
Don't
no?
do it if you don't want it.
You need consent.
If you don't want it, you can say no.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, sure, fine.
Yes. Sure, have at it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I'm cool.
Yep.
Okay. And just before I go, just remind me what you gave yourself, what your own rating was.
Okay.
Before or after?
Before,
Let's get a sincere answer from you.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we'll remind you
Don't gauge it
after.
All
based
right.
on
You
what I
already
said.
gave your answers. I just forgot all of them.
Okay,
Right,
we'll
good.
tell you.
It's authentic.
Okay. I think, let's see. Starting with you. Hold on, let me.
Oh God. It didn't have to take that long.
No, you got to make an assessment here.
Yeah.
I
is
shouldn't
this
have
just
asked
like
this question,
face, I
guys.
guess?
It was looks.
I want to
They
say
said
like a
looks.
solid 7.5.
Yeah, I was
Solid
going to say like an
7.5. You.
8. It's okay. It's okay.
You're pretty.
You're
Don't
pretty.
You're done.
I used to be.
You know,
I used to
when
be.
you're more
Like,
confident, people like you more.
It's okay.
I
Don't
would.
hurt my feelings.
I think you asked this. So.
Yeah, just be honest.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
give you a 4.5.
Okay, thank
5?
you. Yeah.
4.55.
Good Lord.
Thank you. Hey, I rated myself the same thing, so
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's fine.
I'm trying to be also. There's the age.
Yes,
thing.
of course. Weight, all of that.
Yeah.
But don't be so hard on yourself.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm being
like,
honest.
Like 5.5, 6.
I disagree with what I disagree with what
Do
you
not
say.
rate her the
4.5.
same.
Yeah, I
as me.
disagree.
4.5.
Whatever you said, I disagree.
And you're welcome to it.
6.
I didn't need a rating.
I think she's like
you
a
didn't,
9.
I thought you said yes.
Yeah, I'm chilling. Like I'm.
Oh,
Chilling.
now you don't want it?
No, I said I'm chilling. Like I'm chilling as an.
Oh, you
I'm
don't.
Chilling.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you said
Like
yes.
I'm
As in she doesn't
chilling.
want your opinion,
Oh,
she's
geez.
chilling.
Okay.
You said yes. Though,
I was
right?
fine, you're
okay,
chill.
you're fine with it. And then 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty-
Let's go.
But
5,
guess what? We're
4.5.
10s to all the men that like
I would absolutely
Yeah.
say that many people disagree with
Well,
the Blassie rating.
I think
That's
that
all
there's,
I'll have to say.
Listen,
all
there's
she's got to
people
say.
who disagree.
Yeah.
I know there's people who will disagree with me rating myself that. They may think I'm lower, they may think I'm higher, but I'm honest enough to say that
was that
I
not shown?
used to be
Can you go
a
find
lot
it in the
different.
left?
Listen, hon, don't be so hard on yourself.
I'm not.
Because if
It's
you
honesty.
if you display a lot of confidence in yourself and how you
Oh,
look,
I'm
then
confident.
no, because you said you're like a 4 or something
You can
like
be,
that.
but
no. But I'm saying like
being
if you
confident doesn't mean you rate yourself something way above what you actually are. Being confident
that's
means
being
owning who
delusional.
you are.
Like,
no.
so-
If you
Own who you are.
if you
I think-
say things, then people will start to believe them. I'm just saying.
I
people will
love
start.
myself as a
that's
5.
Well,
I
no.
love myself
Okay,
as
so
a 5.
you should be able to give yourself an honest assessment
Yes.
of how I look like. Okay, are
Yes.
there things I can do to change that?
Yes.
So
And I know
for
there
me,
are.
like when I was in high school, junior high,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a very good looking dude. So I started getting into the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I really invested myself into that because I saw guys who didn't go to the gym and then they turned 30, and
Yes.
it's like, I don't want to look like that.
Well,
and then I look at guys who consistently in the gym, like natural guys who,
Yes.
I'm not going for the crazy. I'm not going to shoot up and
Yeah, right,
become a
right.
bodybuilder. If you do that, I guess more power to you. But
Well,
I
if
wouldn't suggest it.
If I can share it, so for me, I was always very, very thin. I definitely, people would have rated me higher. I've had people say, what happened to you? Well, alcoholism happened to me. However, since I've gotten sober, I lost like 50 pounds last year. It's
Yeah, that's
something
awesome.
I'm currently working on. So you know what? Maybe I'll be a 5 right now. Maybe a few months from now, I'll be a 6, a 7. You know, who
Yeah,
knows?
exactly.
The-
So, I mean,
Cheers, I'll
but
drink to
there's
that,
already-
you know?
But the thing
There-
is, you can be honest about who you are and where you're at.
And you should be.
And you should love yourself where you are. Because the problem is, and I agree with the men here and Red Pill Logic when they say women are rating themselves way above what they actually are and shooting for people who are like way beyond what they can normally get. And it's causing them to not be realistic in relationships.
I think that's a blanket statement I don't agree with either. It's
I-
not women. I think some women.
Not all
yes,
women, no,
might,
but in general terms, when you're going off the dating apps and social media, etc., there is a tendency in women to have an overinflated sense of self when they're in their prime. And I'll tell you, for me, social media gave me access to men that I would not normally ever be able to get, and my body in my 20s and all of that, and I had nothing to really offer them. I had an overinflated sense of self, and I see it all the time in young women. And then what happens? You hit my age and reality hits, and then you've really got to like be honest with yourself about where you're at.
Yeah, I
It's
think there's like
real.
this natural like system that falls into place. And when I was in college, one of my classes, we did this exercise. Basically, you got a number and you had to put it on your forehead, and you had to walk around and like try to get the highest number that you could. And it was so interesting because you didn't know what you were necessarily, but you
Yeah.
had to go based off of what other people did. And by the end of it, all of us were naturally paired to like a number just below or just above us, because you're like, okay, I walk up to a 10 and I'm like, can we pair? And they're like, no.
What is
Yeah.
that based? What was it based on? Like your looks?
Just looks?
Or-
No, it was the
No,
number,
no.
just the number.
It was like the objective metric of, hey,
Yeah.
I want a high number with me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I'm
don't
just
know
saying
what
that
my number is.
naturally,
So that's
generally
actually,
speaking, naturally you will pair off
Yeah.
with someone that's
I think, yeah,
Very
naturally
similar.
speaking, it's
equitable in looks and
Well,
all the other departments.
I think that's just kind of
the goal.
naturally what humans do.
It's biology.
Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we judge ourselves based on how other people see us.
Oh, of course we do.
So
yeah.
one, that puts emphasis on who we surround ourselves with. So I'm going to surround myself with men who are really intent upon making me a better man. They're going to be there to tell me, hey Mason, you're letting go of yourself. Get it together. Get into the gym, do your thing. Or hey, I'm slacking off at work. Hey Mason, what are you doing? You want to provide for a family? You're not going to be able to do that if you're doing this.
Yeah.
It's like those are the guys I want to surround myself with. So
But I
surround
think-
myself with high value people.
And that's wonderful, but I think the reality is most people are not doing that.
Yeah. Well, it's 'cause they
do
live
not have their
in-
values set. They
Yeah.
are not
Well,
surrounding
it's 'cause
themselves with good influences.
They live in this world where they think I deserve everything
Yes.
because I am incredible.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you have value, but
No, but
you need
but
to live
you're-
in reality.
I do
so
think you can increase the value, you can increase
Yeah,
your
you can-
ranking
Well,
or whatever.
if I can say maybe I look the way I look and I'm not the hottest thing in the world anymore or ever was, but I would say, see, this is the one thing I do disagree with the podcaster Red Pill about, is that women, maybe their beauty is not what it was as they get older. However, what I have grown and my personality and my ability to love and give and be kind and caring and nurturing and generous, that has only grown with age, and my wisdom that I've attained from it. So I think looks wise value, sure, it's where it's at, but there's more inherent value that can grow in you as you age. But I think the reality is most people are just
so
not
I don't
seeing-
think
we
we
disagree with-
would disagree with that statement.
Yeah, no, but
It's we want we as men we put a higher value on somebody who is younger because there are multiple factors.
oh,
Right.
I know they're able
But
to
yeah,
give
so
you a
it's
family.
it's family, but it's
Yes.
also there's a lot less baggage that will probably just by number of years. Okay, someone who is 20 years old is probably going to have less baggage than someone who is
Yes.
35, 40.
of course.
Generally speaking, you can make that assumption.
Yeah.
They'll also have a lot less wisdom
Yeah, that's
and
what I was-
a lot
Well,
less
I
conflict
don't know.
resolution
That's
skills.
not necessarily true.
Well, I think okay.
I
will
think
say-
life experience begs to differ.
But I will say the majority
I-
of people who have baggage do not do the work on themselves to actually get to a point
so
to
that
where they
that
have.
comes into play with how you see yourself. I think
Yes.
this activity, rating yourself on 1 to 10,
Yeah.
is a really good microcosm to figure out how you
Are thinking.
are evaluating yourself.
being realistic
so
or if
it's
you're being
okay. Am I
delusional.
going to keep myself accountable? So it's asking yourself the question. So in a relationship, what are the things I need to work on?
Yeah.
Because my partner is identifying these things. Hey, you're really combative. You're subverting leadership. You are undercutting me at every corner. It's those things. When you can step back and objectively measure yourself and say, okay, I'm a 6.
Yeah.
But then you can also step back and say, hey, there are these things in this relationship that I'm not very good at. I need to work on.
Yeah.
And hey, I want my partner to help me tackle that.
Well,
And someone who can't objectively say, I'm a 6,
Yeah.
is probably not going to be able to take that bigger leap and say,
Yeah.
I have this personality
Yes.
characteristic that is undesirable.
Well, what I'll say for me, like being in recovery, the one thing that I'm so grateful for is that you do a lot of work on yourself about your character flaws and all the things that led you there. So working on those things, like when I was in my 20s, my mid 20s, and I was flying here and there with this guy, that guy, whatever I was doing, like an idiot. I didn't value myself very much in a sense, but I did overvalue myself. And I really looked at what I could get from relationships, whereas now in my 30s, I focus so much more on what I have to give someone than what I can actually get out of it. So I feel like it is possible, like you were saying, to do the work on yourself, to turn your baggage into wisdom and learned experience. But I think a lot of people are not doing that.
Yeah.
I think every man wants a beautiful mid to call his own.
What?
Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, no, I
I
think,
think there's a combination of like the bystander effect where people are not
Yeah.
really like actively, proactively giving feedback to people in their circle and being like, hey,
yeah.
your sets have been shit this week. Okay, I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
letting you know we go to the gym at the same time and you're slacking or you're super gassed. What are you doing with your nutrition? But there's also a difference between like being entitled versus being empowered, and people are getting that confused, and they're just going through the route of like, I'm going to be entitled because I look a certain way, because I
Yeah.
get a certain number of likes, because I have hacked the algorithm or whatever,
Yeah.
you know,
And
the case
I would
is.
you generally see that not with men. You see that with women
Of
more
course.
often than not.